Welcome aboard Ragnarok. After we were rested from our Gulf crossing, we headed down the Intercoastal Waterway. We went about 10 to 15 miles and went under 4 or 5 drawbridges. That was the most drawbridges we've ever been under. Our destination was Gulfport, Florida. Another project that I really wanted to complete was making our V-berth bed more comfortable. I'm basically like the Princess and the Pea, and I could feel these wooden lips cutting into my back at night. So it was a good idea to take the wooden lips off to make a flat surface for us to sleep at night. Once we got that off, we ended up taking the original old V-berth cushions, which kind of sagged in the middle. We took those out completely, just used that foam that's up there and put a mattress topper on top of it. So it's a lot more comfortable now. Sammy, are you helping? On our Gulf crossing, our furler line, which rolls up our head sail, snapped. So that was on our list of things to replace once we were settled in Gulfport. We're replacing with this Dyneema. Is it a 1/4 inch? 1/4 inch Dyneema. It's stronger than steel. Getting yawl line out was tricky, but Eric managed it, and he threaded in the new Dyneema. So that was done. We've got a new furler line in. We were also able to do some serious provisioning. The last time we had done this was in Knoxville about 6 months prior. We were starting to run low on canned goods, so we hit up Aldi. It's a little tricky provisioning for a boat. We have to transfer all the groceries to the dinghy, and then once we get them to the boat, we've got to move them from the dinghy to the boat, and then we have to move them from the cockpit to the inside, and then once inside, we have to store them all. So it's pretty much an all-day procedure. Okay, we've got the boat loaded up with provisions, and now what I'm going to do is put them in their home. I keep the bulk of my canned goods in this underneath this quarter berth here. We affectionately nicknamed this part of the boat the garage, and it's sort of a catch-all for all of our junk. So the first thing I had to do was clean it. Oh yes, much better. And when I say clean, I really just mean move all the stuff into the cockpit. And in this hole here is where our food storage goes long term, and as you can see, it's pretty empty. We had this thing packed full when we left Knoxville, and we're getting down to the bottom of the barrel, so I'm going to resupply and reorganize and see what we end up with. Got it all cleaned out except for some hash browns and a cat. Now when I'm provisioning, what I do is I take all the cans and I peel the labels off, and then I write what they are and their expiration. Removing the labels helps cut down on mold, mildew, and bug problems. So I'm halfway finished. I've been peeling all the labels off, and I've got a little trash pile over there. Get all that trash off the boat. And I've got it all getting full in here, and I've got just a little bit left. So today we're in for quite a windstorm. It's going to be blowing 32 miles per hour sustained winds and 50 mile per hour gusts. So Eric was just out here measuring, and it was at 27 miles per hour. So steadily picked up throughout the day and persisted into the night. It led to a sleepless evening, keeping a close eye on our anchor, but we held fast, and through the night a few boats drifted, but we didn't go anywhere, so that was a good feeling. Our biggest mistake during the storm was not bringing our dinghy on deck. I guess with all the hustle and bustle of moving the solar panels and putting up the bimini, we just sort of forgot about the dinghy. The dinghy ended up tearing off one of the swim ladder steps in the violent storm, as well as one of the D-rings. Sunrise the next day, we could finally peek our heads out. Still pretty rough out there with all the wind, the waves were still pretty high, and kind of look around and see that there were a couple of boats ended up over there on the beach. We were at the end of the bay, so there's a couple of places to anchor, and some boats drug all the way through. Eric was brave enough to hop in the dinghy and go check out some of these beached boats. Overall, we weathered the storm pretty well, and I think we came out wiser on the other side.